I am an actor, a musician, a writer. I do comedy. I've been performing since I was a little kid. One of the just best things about my life is that I get to get on stage or in front of a camera and play a character, or even be myself. When I was in middle school, I would get these bouts of just existential dread and sadness and terror and wanting to isolate, wanting to be alone. But since I was in school, I didn't have that option, and I would just really feel in it and didn't really have the words to explain what that was. But then that matched with anxiety and little spurts of rage, and at times just a day or two in a row of feeling amazing. The first time I felt mania, I felt hyper and I felt energized and just ready to go, and it sometimes feels like you've just had a lot of caffeine and it's not fun. Sometimes in a manic episode, I would just decide to clean my entire house, rearrange the furniture, stay up all night writing something, and then the next day I would look at all the things that I wrote and be like, none of that makes sense, none of it is good. There's a common stereotype that when a bipolar person is in their mania, it's their fun side. It might look fun, but it's actually just really exhausting and impulsive, and you're like, why can't I stop? And then the crash, just shortly after that. Every person's depression looks different. For me, it's just isolation, despair, and sometimes paired with agoraphobia, I don't want to be around other people, I don't want to go outside. The only time I'll get out of bed is to go use the bathroom. Self-sabotage, just thinking terrible things. I really just felt these feelings, but couldn't really talk about them because it just wasn't something that we talked about in our family. Nobody talks about it because I think that there's this internalized stigma of mental illness equals weak, or mental illness equals ugly or bad. A lot of people in my family dealt with mental illness on both my mom and my dad's side. My mom, I think, struggles with depression for sure, and I remember just when she was in it, my dad would say something along the lines of, she's in one of her moods, just leave her alone, and that was kind of how we dealt with her mental illness. So when I started to think that I might have similar patterns to my mom, I just wanted to keep it on the down low, and I would use drugs, alcohol, people, food to just numb it out and just try to be everything's fine. Look at how hard I'm working, and look at this relationship I'm in, and look at how fun I am. There's no way I'm going through anything dark or bad. But eventually that caught up with me, and it became harder and harder to fight that and to numb it out. I hit a pretty low emotional bottom, and when I was 19, I tried to commit suicide. I was hospitalized for a couple of days, and my dad told my sisters that I had a stomach ulcer to protect them from knowing the truth, even though everyone, I think, kind of knew the truth. And I think that lying and pretending and manipulation is kind of what triggers it even more and makes it even harder to be open about this stuff.